Good morning, dear students and friends. Welcome to the Prithviraj English Academy. As our social studies series going on for Karnataka State Board, in this video we are going to discuss about the A standards, chapter number 1, sources from the history part, and the revised syllabus of 2024 and 25. So without a delay, let's start the explanation about resources, chapter number 1 of the A standard. So in this chapter we are going to study about the importance of sources in studying history, different literary sources, meaning and importance of the archaeological sources, the oral sources and legends we will come to know in this lesson. So in today's video we are going to come to know about the importance of sources in the studying history, means that point we are going to cover. Different literary sources we are going to cover. Then the oral sources and legends we are going to come to know in this video, and about the archaeological sources we'll come to know in a second part. Okay, so let's start the today's chapter called sources. So first we should be know that introduction part, we should know that about the history mean, what is the meaning of history? History is a systematic study of the past events. What that? Systematic study of the past event, means in a past the events was happened, those are going to call it as a history. So the father of the history we are going to consider is Herodotus. He is from the Greece. He was the person who has written systematically about the history, and here is the picture, you can just go through it. Okay, now come to know about the our chapter title, the meaning of the title. Sources means what? Sources are the basic materials. What they are? They are the basic materials, or they are the evidence, basic evidence necessary for the construction of the history. They are the basic materials necessary for construction of the history. Okay, now move to the next. In the sources we have the types. Okay, like literary sources. In the literary sources we have the two types, then written literature or oral literature. In written literature we have the again two types, native literature and foreign literature. And in oral we have the Lavanies, ballads, folk tales, historic legendaries. In archaeological sources we have monuments, coins, inscription, other archaeological remains we have. Okay, so now move to the importance of the sources studying in history. So what is the importance of sources in studying in history? Sources provides the details on the different dimensions of the lives of the people of particular period. The historian analyzes the different related sources with regarding different past events and construct the history. They are going to analyze the different sources in a different past events in a different manners, and then afterward they are going to write. Construct means they are going to write the history. When there is no availability of the specific sources, there is no specific sources, that time the historians are going to assume the history on the basis of available sources. Whatever the sources are available, on that basis, when there is no specific sources, that time whatever the sources are available, historians will going to assume about the history. Human history is very complex in nature, hence often means sometimes, event is analyzed from the different perspectives by the different historians. Means events are going to analyze from the different perspectives by the different historians. Okay, now move to the next. Analysis is a continuous process and new understandings comes out of it. Past cannot be changed, but the understandings about the past come out in a different perspectives. The agricultural tools left by the ancient people, temples and other religious buildings, forts, inscriptions, coins, different types of weapons, written documents, literary works, oral literature, etc. are the sources of the history. So I will come to know about the sources and already we came to know about the types. So let's start. Come to know about this one by one. First, we will move to the literary sources. In literary sources, we have the two types: written literature and the oral literature. In a written literature, we have the two types: native literature and the foreign literature. So let's start about the written literature. In that, native literature. What it means? Native literature means. Native literature means the literature or the work written by the Indians is called the native literature. In the Sanskrit, Prakrit, Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, Marathi, etc. languages. Okay. So among them, few the very important works written by our native people, by our Indians. Okay. First it becomes Vishakadatta. Writer name is called Vishakadatta. He has written the Mudra Rakshasa. Mudra Rakshasa as an play, and it talks about the Mudra Rakshasa. It talks about the emperor, life of the emperor Chandragupta Maurya, how he came to the power. Okay. Next is Kallana's Rajyatarangani, and Rajyatarangani is going to talks about the history of the Kashmir. Okay. Then next is Ashwagosha. Ashwagosha written the book. Wrote the book Buddha Charita, and Buddha Charita will going to talks about the Gautam Buddha's life from Siddhartha to how he became from Siddhartha to how he got a name Gautam Buddha, how he became the Gautam Buddha. About that it will going to talks. And Kautilya has written the book Arthashastra, and Kautilya have the different names: Vishnu Sharma, Chanakya, and Kautilya. These are the different names he has, and he has written the book Arthashastra, and Arthashastra talks about the again Chandragupta Maurya's period. Okay, now move to the Hala has written a book. The book name is called Ghata Sapta Sati. Okay, next is about feminism it will going to talk, and next is Banabhata. Banabhata has written the Harsha Charita, and Harsha Charita will going to talks about the Harshavardhana of the Gupta's period. Okay, then next come to the Chand Bardai. Chand Bardai is a good friend of the Prithviraj Chauhan, and he has written a book Prithviraj Raso. It will going to talks about the achievements of the Prithviraj Chauhan. Okay, next is and Tairan wars with the Muhammad Gori. Okay, next is Pampa. Pampa has written Vikramarjuna Vijaya. Sri Vijaya has written Kaviraja Marga, and Kaviraja Marga will going to talks about the Karnataka. From where to where Karnataka means Kaveri to Godavari river. Okay, next is Sangam literature means Tamil literature. Then the three Pitikas of the Buddhist. We are going to consider as the holy books of the Buddhist, three Pitikas. So they are going to talk about the Buddhas during of the Buddhas, where he was given the means lecturer and all the things. We'll come to know about that. Now move to the foreign literature. The literature written by the foreign writers, travelers, scholars are called the foreign literature. Means they are not from the India, but they are the outsiders, and they are written about the India. Those are going to call it as a foreign literature. Here you have the Megasthenes. Megasthenes has written the book Indica, and Indica will going to talks about again Chandragupta Maurya. Then next is Hohenstein. Hohenstein written CUK. Yeah, another name is there in English. Record of the Western countries. It is going to talks about the Gautam Buddha's preaching and importance. Then come to the Fayan. Fayan written Go Kho Ki means about the. We'll come to know about the Kho. It will going to talks about the Kho. Okay. Then next is the about the Sri Lanka. Means before in ancient times Sri Lanka is going to call it as a Ceylon. So about that, to talk about Sri Lanka, we have the two books. One is Deepavamsha and Mahavamsha. These two books will going to discuss about the Sri Lanka. Now move to the next. Ptolemy is the father of the geography. He has written a book Geography. In that he also talks about the India in his book Geography. Then next come to the Bairani. He has written a book Tariq-e-Firoz Shahi, and this book will going to talks about the Sultans of Delhi. Next is the writings of the Feronio Nunes. and the writings of the Barbosa, and one more, the traveler Niccolo di Conti. These are going to visited to the, especially to the Vijayanagara Empire, and they have expressed their feelings about the Vijayanagara empires. Okay, these are the called the literary sources. Now move to the oral sources, the second types in literature. Okay, oral literature. In a oral tradition, the memory of the human society is recorded. Today, many oral sources are being used to understand the diverse Indian heritage. From the time immemorial, human society has preserved its experience and memories in the form of poems, songs, and ballads. Ballads are the poems. They are going to talk about a story, and most of the time they are going to talk about the love songs. Okay, they are passed on, means oral literature is going to pass on the from generation to generation through the oral communication. Okay, oral literature helps to know the local history. There are abundant oral literature on the Nayakas of Chitradurga, Kempegowda, Tipu Sultan, Sangoli Rayana, Kittur Rani Chennamma, Sindhuru Lakshmana, and then Meadows Taylor and others. Means in a local they have the oral stories about the Nayakas of Chitradurga, Kempegowda, Tipu Sultan, how means how they are and how they means what are their achievements, how they have fought with the enemies. These all things so how in a oral form. Okay, and there are many oral narratives on the Kaivara Narayan Tatya, Sant Sivalal Maharaj, Sisunala Saripa, and many others. Many tribes and the communities who were illiterates but preserve their experience through the oral literature. There are many legends. Legends means an old story that may or may not be true and relates to the individuals, events, heritage, customs, and many places of the India. Legends are also referred to as the Sthala Puranas. Sthala means place, and Puranas means about the story. Okay. Usually, they do not provide direct information for the study of the history. They reflect the social beliefs. They also highlight the glory of the certain individuals or the significance of the particular place. Generally, we came across Tala Puranas related to the religious places most of the time. Okay. So, in this video, we have covered the points of the importance of studying the sources in history. Then we came to know the different types of literary sources. Then we came to know about the oral literature. Okay, so in next video we will come to know about the archaeological sources, the meaning of the archaeological sources, different types of archaeological sources. We'll come to know in a next video. Till then, watch this video, and if you have any doubt, any suggestion, then please comment, like, subscribe my channel, and press the bell icon to get new notification from my side. So thanks for watching this video, my dear. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.